on Zoom. It looks like I'm missing teeth. I hate it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Haggerty Dog Training. I am Babette Haggerty, and I am here to help you today with your dog. So be sure to put in any questions that you might have. I know I haven't been here the last couple of weeks, so I apologize. We've been a little kind of busy because everybody decided to get dogs, and we're still trying to play catch up. Fortunately, it's starting to quiet down. We're also having like a major thunderstorm. I heard it's left over Elsa. I'm so glad that Elsa left Florida relatively unscathed. I did not realize that New Jersey was getting Elsa so quickly. So hopefully we will have power long enough for me to finish my live. So there are a few things I want to go over with you today, a few things that have come up. One, I'm going to start off. I had the nicest compliment from somebody last night. I started a puppy class. We have a 4-week puppy class, and it's designed for puppies under 20 weeks of age. And the gentleman said, you know, in the middle of the class, I heard him whisper to his wife, like, oh, this is so much more. And after the class, he said, you know, I bought this online training program for $300 from Mr. I'll just say fancy pants, you know, put himself out as a breedexpert.com. And he said, I have learned more in your one puppy session than I did in the $300 course I took from Mr. Pretends to be an expert in a breed.com online program. And I thought, one, I was really flattered. Plus, I was really kind of like after the fact, like, well, what the hell are they teaching you for the $300? And boy, maybe I should charge more. But not only that, like, you know, when you sign up for a course online, I think it's great that you do it. And I've always said doing some training is better than no training. And the more you do with your dog, the minute they walk into the house, the better off you are. However, when you sign up for a course, whether it's online or in person, ask beforehand, what behaviors can I expect from my dog at the end of X number of lessons or at the end of your course? I had a gentleman that called me this morning and we spoke to him. He has a 4.5-month-old German Shepherd that he's had 8 to 10 lessons with a private trainer. And okay, it's still a puppy. I get that. But he said the dog will sit for a treat. He'll sometimes lay down for a treat. And that's all he does. He doesn't walk on a leash. He's pulling on the leash. But like 8 to 10 lessons and the dog's not even walking on a loose leash. I mean, granted, it's a puppy, but there's no reason why you can't teach a 4.5-month-old puppy to walk nicely on a leash after one lesson. You don't need 8 to 10 and then have to hire another trainer. So when you shop around for trainers, please, please, please ask. Don't ask what the price is, because, you know, I could go to a car dealer and ask how much a car is. Well, they can show me the 10-year-old, you know, Hyundai, or they can show me, you know, a brand new, you know, off the ship Mercedes-Benz. Like, there's a huge difference. What am I going to get for my money? Ask, what are you going to get for your money? And I'm just looking, I'm watching like walls of rain just moving across and lightning. Anyway, so I digress for a second. So again, I can't emphasize it enough. When you sign up for training, ask the training school, what can I expect at the end of this course? What will my dog be able to do? What behaviors will my dog stop doing? What are realistic expectations? Sometimes owners have unrealistic expectations. I get that. And, you know, everybody wants to have their dog perfectly trained. But before you sign up for a course, because not all trainers are alike. So that is my, you know, my tidbit for the day on having, on finding the right course so that you don't spend $300 online. And hey, Julia, I hope you're enjoying your vacation. And I hope it's not raining on you at the shore. It might be. I'm glad you're tuning in, Julia. Oh, and by the way, Julia, Brixton got a home. Yes, everybody, Brixton's got a home. We were so excited. The little French bulldog that I had on live a few weeks ago. He's been in foster care for 12 weeks, and he finally has a home. He hasn't gotten there yet. He's at home today, but a lovely family up in Massachusetts. They already have another French bulldog, and it's just going to be a great home for him. And we are so excited that Brixton's finally going to have his home, because he's been kind of couch surfing for a while now. Anyway, okay, so, you know, sometimes we get these phone calls, oh, my dog is trained. Okay, your dog is trained. My dog's learned 7 commands. And upon further investigation, we find out dog's really not trained. They think the dog is trained because the dog knows how to sit. All dogs know how to sit. Okay, they're sitting before they even walk into your house. They are sitting. Okay, you know, a minimum requirement, in my opinion, the minimum skills that every dog, in my opinion, should have are a 3-minute sit stay without a treat, and not in your quiet living room, but like sit stay outside when you run into Starbucks real quick, because you're gonna have them tied off and someone's gonna be there and you're gonna, you know, he's gonna be safe. But a 3-minute sit stay, 5-minute down stay, 30 minutes laying staying in the bed, coming when called, not when you have a treat, but when you say, Rover, come, good boy. That's when they come, not because you have a big fat hot dog, not because you have a juicy liver treat, whatever it is. They come because you've told them to. And walk on a loose leash through a crowd. That should be the minimum requirements, in my opinion, of every good group class, at the very least, in every training program. So again, make sure that your dog can do those things before you sign up for anything. And just because your dog is sitting for a treat does not mean that they are trained. So another thing I want to talk to you guys about, a little bit less pleasant, probably if you're in the Northeast area, New York, New Jersey area, you heard about this poor dog, Mac, who was turned over to a pet sitter. I guess it was last weekend for the 4th of July weekend. And the owner went to retrieve the dog, and he had gotten a story from the pet sitter he didn't believe. She said that the dog jumped out of the car and ran away. And the owner posted yesterday on social media that they had gotten a phone call from a vet that Mac was brought in. And when they had gotten there, the dog had passed away. The owner did graciously ask people to not, you know, harass the babysitter, the pet sitter rather, because the pet sitter was getting death threats, and did not reveal any details. And truthfully, we have no idea. No one's ever really going to know what happened except probably the pet sitter. And hopefully Mac's owners will have the story. But my point of telling you all this is you have to be really careful who you hire to watch your dog. You know, a lot of people, I get these phone calls all the time, like, oh, how much is it to board my dog? Oh, I'm not going to pay that. I'm just going to get my owner to do that. And I remember a year ago, there was a woman who, you know, had her neighbor take care of the dog. And the dog, she took the dog outside, I guess, without a leash on. The dog didn't make it all the way in the garage. The dog took off, and the dog was missing for like, I don't know, a week, 10 days. Do you remember that story, Emily?
Yeah.
I don't remember. And they did find the dog, right?
I think so.
Yeah, they found the dog. It was like a little fluffy dog. I don't remember what it was. But, you know, when you hire a boarding kennel or a trainer or, you know, a professional to board your dog, you are going to pay a higher fee. But there's a reason for that. Your dog has a much better chance of being safe. So you have to think about, you know, how much is your dog's safety actually worth? You know, and I'm not judging Mac's owner. I feel terribly for Mac's owner. I think he got the pet sitter off of, like, I don't want to say what website because I'm not even sure, but I think it was like a website that's like allsityourdog.com or something like that. And I remember a few years ago that we had an owner that had come in. They were planning like this 2 or 3 week exotic trip overseas. And they had hired, you know, a pet sitter off of, you know, allwatchyourdog.com or whatever random website. And then the girl canceled like the day before they're leaving to go to, like, I don't know, Hong Kong or Thailand or something. He was scrambling to find somebody in the middle of the summer to take care of his dog quickly. Fortunately, I knew the guy and we were able to, you know, help him out. It was kind of a squeeze for us, but we helped him out because what was he going to do? Cancel his trip? So it's super important that you realize why you are hiring a professional. You want somebody who professionally deals with dogs. And granted, you know, I recommend pet sitters all the time that, you know, they pet sit out of their home. But you know what? They work with dogs as a vet tech or as a trainer. They are professionals dealing with pets and taking care of pets. And it's not, you know, somebody who says, oh, I'm going to go make some side money and have a side gig. And, you know, I like dogs. Dogs are nice. I'm going to take care of your dog. You really want somebody who's a professional, knows what they're doing. You know, look for boarding kennels that are members of the American Boarding Kennel Association, or a pet sitter that's with Pet Sitters International, or like my affiliation, the International Association of Canine Professionals. We don't board here, but, you know, Every professional is going to be part of a professional organization of some sort. So really check out, you don't want to just randomly search the internet for somebody. Ask around for recommendations. Who took care of Rover while you went away last week? Ask your neighbors. Also, it's July. If you're booking something at the end of the summer, book now. Don't wait. I mean, last week we had 2 or 3 people that called up. Oh, do you board? Well, when do you need it? Next tomorrow? Like, no, it's 4th of July weekend. You can't wait until the last minute because no place good is going to have availability. And the good ones, they end up with availability. They've had a wait list for months on end. Maria Pet Sits, she had people booking with her in January for October of this year. So it's super important that you get on that as quickly as possible. I wanted to talk to you guys about travel safety today, but we're having a thunderstorm, so I'm not going outside to demonstrate. Sorry. So travel safety. In New Jersey, there is a law that your dog must be confined in the car. Confined is not your puppy sitting on your child's lap as your child holds onto the dog. Because I'm sorry, if somebody hits your car going 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, that dog is coming flying out of your kid's arms. Confined is in a harness, like a dog seat belt, a crate, anything like that. It's super important, and I really strongly recommend that you either get a crate for your dog if your car is big enough, that you get some sort of a harness or a dog seat belt for your dog. There are ways, and I'm going to show you how to securely fasten your dog into your car if you don't have those readily available. But I strongly suggest, at the very least, you latch your dog in. One thing you can do is, if you're without a harness, go online, buy a harness. You could probably get one delivered tomorrow. Is loop your leash and just put it over the headrest. At least that'll keep your dog secure, and they're not going to go flying into your lap. I mean, yes, they have the end of the leash, but they don't become a flying projectile. That's the very least I would do to secure your dog. If you find yourself in a position where, you don't have a harness, you don't have a crate, you can't put the crate in the car, etc. The other thing I would recommend, I'll never forget this. I had these clients many years ago that had these 2 Britneys. This was down when I was in Florida. And they used to drive up to their house up in North Florida every weekend. And I used to say to them, I said, your ride's not that long. I would not stop to take the dogs out of the car. And they didn't listen. They said, oh, no, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom. I said, you're only looking at a 5-6 hour drive. Your dog will be fine. You're better off not stopping to let them out of the car. As my dad used to say, every time you stop and take the dog out of the crate is one more opportunity for something to go wrong. And I remember they came back one weekend and they were telling me how they were on the side of the turnpike. They took the dogs out, the Florida Turnpike. They took the dogs out to go to the bathroom because they didn't want to listen, and that's fine. And something happened, a truck backfired or something. Next thing they knew, they were running down the Florida Turnpike trying to catch their 2 Britneys, which wasn't fun. Thank God the dogs were okay. Thank God they were able to get the dogs. But you know what? If you're on a 5 or 6 hour trip, just secure your dog, take them to the bathroom when you get home or wherever it is you're going. Because every time you stop on the side of a road, you're opening yourself to an opportunity of something going wrong. So I think that was pretty much all that I wanted to cover today. I hope you guys are having a great week. And if you have more questions during the week, just email us, text us, and just go ahead and put it in the comments section. And we will see you next week. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.